Welcome to a new edition of Harness Central. I'm Harold Howe, and we're here with George Plyley. We're going to talk about Ocean View Bindi, winner of the Niagara Series, and we're here at your training center, Stevenson Training Center. And George, congratulations, first of all. And you came within that much, making 100,000 last year, and it's kind of an interesting story about this mare. She's 4 now, and you didn't get her to September, but you put all the points on the board.
Yeah, that's true, but my partner Bill Rollison had her all set and ready to go. I really didn't have to change too much, and she seems to be just a natural more than anything.
You know, Bill is from Prince Edward Island. He's a buddy of yours going back to when, well, all of you had more hair than you do today. Actually roomed together back, 30-some years ago?
Yeah, it was 35 years ago or more. I met Bill through some people in the racing game, Paul Larrabee, and we rented an apartment together in Dundas. He stayed up here for almost a year racing and then went back home, left a couple horses with me, if I remember right. And he sent horses up to me periodically after that. And we did well with some of them.
And he's in the breeding game down in PEI, and you found his sire, Hunterstown, for him.
Yeah, that's quite a story. He phoned me. It was about this time of year. He had a few mares to breed, and he had a Most Happy Fella sire that died on him. So through Dr. Ross Gibson, I believe it was, he told me about Hunterstown, and I told Bill, and he arranged to lease him as a stud from the Sealing family.
Right. And Hunterstown is the sire of this filly, and he brought her down, didn't race her at 2, raced her at 3, and came up here around early September for a wedding, and that's how it came together to send her to you.
Yeah, actually, I had just heard that he had a nice filly down there, and he stopped by, and this was actually the last horse that Hunterstown ever bred, and he was about 30, I think, 28. He had to be very old, and obviously it's the best mare, the best horse that Bill's had, and the best one by Hunterstown.
From the get-go, when you got her, she just sort of went from strength to strength, and as you can see from the videos, she slides across the ground pretty nice. What do you like about when you sit behind her and work around her?
Actually, she does things easily, but it's almost effortlessly, and it's the same way she races. And she seems strongest at the end of a mile or at the end of jogging or training. She's always got a lot of life to her.
And that even shows in her line. She's always coming at the end.
Yeah, very much so. Lots of nights she had the fastest last quarter on the whole card, and I haven't reached bottom with her yet, knock on wood. So I think the future for her in racing looks pretty good.
Now the Niagara Series isn't the roses are red, but it's a pretty nice race to win for $60,000 on Boxing Day to set her up for a 4-year-old campaign. But you've kind of got cut off at the knees here with the announcement about what's happened in Ontario racing and Woodbine pulling back, understandably, and cutting out the series like the Damsel. So does that leave you high and dry?
Maybe a little bit. It would be nice to be able to count on them series, but I'm not afraid to knock heads with the better older mares through the winter anyways. Now whether when the real good mares are back racing she's up to snuff against them, I don't know, but the winter racing, as long as we can get 3 races a week down at Woodbine in the higher classes for fillies and mares, usually there's only 7, 8 in it, and that should set her up pretty good for her to get a big piece of the pie, I think.
I hate to bring up a sore subject, but if worst case scenario happens and Ontario racing just sort of is a fraction of what it is, then what? Evan's older,
no.
And you are a part owner.
Yeah, I'm part owner, and Bill and I have talked about it, and we want to see how she does in the next month or 2 before we think of selling her. And but the worst case scenario, if she can't get the races here, or we might have to send her down to the Meadowlands or somewhere to see if she's good enough to race for money there. Like I say, I hope she gets 3 races a month up here during the winter, and we'll see what happens come springtime.
Well, she certainly looks like she's got every reason to keep moving forward.
Yeah. Like I say, especially soundness-wise, she's good. She's only had 21 starts lifetime, although they were from July on last year. That's why I give her a little break after the Niagara Series. but she's sound, sharp, and ready to go on, and we'll see what happens in January and February.
Knock on wood. And anyway, congratulations. It was you've done a great job with her, and we look forward to watching her, hopefully.
Thanks. I appreciate that, and the stories kind of come full circle for Bill and I. You know, it's for something to carry on 25, 30 years to stud produce a mare like her.
But when you guys were sleeping together in that apartment, you weren't ever thinking of this.
No.
Okay. George, thanks so much. And Harold Howe with George Plyley giving you the Harness Racing Edge.